So today, we got a Lifestealing Crossblades run, where every hit heals us and increases the speed and damage of our Crossblades. But will it be enough to reach round 18? Let's find out. Okay, let's go jump some ranked games with a random character and see what we're going to get today. Looks like we're playing the Reaper. We do start off with a wooden sword, a frying pan, and a fanny pack here. And we also got a whetstone on sale. I do gladly want to take here and craft up a hero sword. Now the real question is, do you want a frying pan? Because I could sell it and try to go for a Crossblades type build today, potentially. I'm quite down for it. Which means I'm going to grab the banana, let's grab a stone, I'm going to roll once here. I'm going to sell a frying pan, I'm going to actually grab a piggy bank so we get some extra monies. I'm going to roll once more. And I do have to grab this bit of storage. Now we actually want lifesteal on our little wooden sword, just a small bit. Which should be awesome. Now unfortunately, we are going to have to move on with this for now. But with a relic case, we should be able to scale up our damage. It'll be nice. Our only strike ability is going to be big old banana. But can we take on this Pyromancer? Lucky enough, they don't have that pandemonium just yet. If they had that pandemonium, yeah, we were going to be in big trouble. But not too bad here. Now, I did want to grab our storage. I do want to grab the garlic. I want to roll once here. And I was hoping to find ourselves another whetstone. Have to roll again. That is a pair of gloves. I'm going to have to sell the stone to grab it. But yeah, I'm going to have to move on. Now, not finding a whetstone in this round makes it a lot more tougher to actually get our crossblades going. So, we might not be able to get crossblades today, but we're definitely going to get a falcon blade. You can find another pair of gloves. That's for sure. Now, unfortunately, this opponent is stacking up a lot of spikes. They're dealing quite a bit of damage, and that shell totem is making them survive here. Unfortunately, we do end up falling short. But yeah, we got our second whetstone. I'm going to roll once here. I do want to grab the storage. I want to grab the bag of stones with the stone here. If we want to win, we sell our piggy bank here. For sure. As mad as it is though, this is going to generate up an insane amount of value for us. But I think I'm going to have to sell it here. Now I'd love a hero sword to be like this. But then we lose a lot of skilling damage from a relic case. Is that going to be actually worth it here? Have one extra damage on our weapons? Maybe. But since we're going to be increasing the speed of this hero sword as fast as possible, I kind of want the whetstone damage on it. So we'll see. Our opponent will have effective double HP, which is going to be madness here. They do also have 2 piggy banks with a custom card and not a super high DPS weapon. The only thing is they're going to be stacking up debuffs like there's no tomorrow. But can we still outpace them? Potentially. And you know what? It's looking super close actually. We are missing quite a bit, but hell yeah. Awesome. I would love to take Unique and have the fastest crossblades alive. But I mean, this is literally going to help us get our crossblades. So hell yeah, I'm going to be taking it. Let's go ahead and craft up your longsword. I'm going to roll once here. I'm going to craft up a hero sword as well. The only thing is right now, we just need to find ourselves a pair of gloves, which I'm just going to grab the storage for this round. And yeah, we're going to craft up that hero longsword. We're going to craft up our hero sword. And yeah, we're going to move on. So this might actually be the fastest crossblades that I've ever crafted. As long as we find our gloves in the next rounds. Yeah, we're going to have crossblades super early on. Now, can we take on this berserker with a frying pan and a broom? With some lifesteal as well as some lifesteal. Unfortunately, yeah, we definitely cannot. So we do end up losing another life. But we got our hero longsword. We got our hero sword. And I kind of actually want to grab an eye lamp here. It does mean it's going to be a lot more difficult to find our gloves, but that's going to be a lot of skilling damage for us. I'm going to take it. And I'm going to roll quite deep here to try and find our gloves. Now, I'd love to take the box of riches, but also going to have to take an extra stone here. But yeah, I'm going to move on without taking it. Now, I did prioritize the eye lamp on our hero longsword because that is going to be our highest damage weapon. And we did increase the speed with a little bit of lifesteal as well. Now, can we actually keep up with another hero longsword with a molten dagger? It's actually looking super close and just barely surviving. Amazing still. Now, mana orb is kind of crazy. Another bag of stones. We could take 2. I'm going to grab our Captos since it is on sale. I'm going to roll once. And unfortunately, going to roll deep here to try and find our pair of gloves. Let's keep going. And hell yeah. The only thing is, I really want our setup to be like this. But then, we're going to have an issue with our spinning for dummies. So I think we're probably going to keep it this way. Have this set up like so. Do we want to take out our garlic for now as we place in our cap? Maybe. Now I kind of want to grab ourselves a stamina sack, but yeah, I'm going to be moving on. So can we take on this snow stick, hero longsword, crazy berserker type build with a little chestnut? Potentially. We're going to be stacking up a lot of regen. It's a lot of cold on us though, and we're going to get some lifesteal as well. And unfortunately, yeah, it's not looking too great. We do end up bleeding another life, which is a little bit mad. But we got our Falcon Blade, which should be awesome. I'm going to grab our stamina sack. Is there anything else we want? I wouldn't mind grabbing a spear and holding on till we craft this up. So I'm thinking about taking the spear. And you know what? I'm just going to venture on super quick here. We should have a lot of damage. We should have a super fast Falcon Blade. Our opponent is going to have a similar setup. They're going to have a lot of damage too. And they have more max life than us. And good old Shelly could potentially save him here. But we should be able to beat him down before that happens. And amazing. We get our life back, and then we do have a choice to make. Which choice should we make here? Well, to be honest, lifestealing with a Crossblades probably seems like our best bet. If we took the Toad last runs, we could have went for Snake for a lot of max life. But I think I'm going to go lifestealing here. Yeah, let's take it. And you know what? I'm going to grab ourselves another whetstone. I'm going to grab a fanny pack. I'm going to grab even more storage. Let's grab this on sale and let's roll once. And do we want some armor here? Do we actually want the box of riches? Hell yeah, I do. That's for sure. Now, the reason I want the box of riches is to find ourselves a bunch of chipped rubies here. I also kind of want to grab this to get some healing reduction, but I also really want the box of riches, so I'm probably going to sell a garlic here. And a lump of coal, so we can take this for now. And yeah, I'm going to venture on with this. We should have lifesteal. I was going to say on all our weapons. We do need to move this over slightly. And yeah, we do have lifesteal on all our weapons right now. We're also increasing the damage on the spear with our eye lamp as well. And I do want to craft up a holy spear here too, but I could be venturing on with this for now. We're also increasing the speed on our eye lamps. We get faster scaling on our crossblades, which should be awesome. Now there I have a unique double axe with some heat, with the artifact stone heat. But who's going to outpace who? Because we got tons of lifesteal. They got tons of damage reduction. But you know what? Amazing. Genuinely amazing. Now I'm going to go ahead and craft this up. I'm going to also grab you too. I want as much gemstones, inner chipped, I said inner chipped, inner crossblades as possible. I do want this storage. But yeah, I'm going to venture on pretty darn quick here. The only thing is, if we do face opponents who are going to have healing reduction, we're going to be in big trouble. So we want to find as much red rubies as possible. They get as much healing efficiency as well as lifesteal. That's a lot of poison stacked up on us. But can we keep up? And you know what? Yes, not even close. Awesome. Now here's the thing. We could take time manipulating here to have a longer time with damage reduction. Or we could just straight up take blood manipulation. The reason to take blood manipulation is we're going to get 15% of our lifesteal as damage. And it's also going to help us stack up our vampirism. So yeah, that's probably going to be our best bet here. And we also got Gingerbread Jerry, but I don't plan on taking Gingerbread Jerry. We also got another freaking whetstone. How many whetstones can we get? I'm going to take it, which is mad. I'm going to take this storage. Let's take our little ruby. I said ruby. Our little chip sapphire. And we could also take a hunger blade here. Which, you know what? I'm actually kind of down for a bunch of lifesteal over the spear. Yeah, I'm going to take it. Now, if we want as much damage as possible, we want our hunger blade in here with our 2 whetstones. Which I kind of actually do want to do. But if you want lifesteal on our weapons, we could also place it up top like so. Increase the speed of our blood manipulation here to stack up a bunch more vampirism. Potentially, is that going to be better than scaling damage? Honestly, I'm not sure if it is. But I'm going to venture on with this for now. We should get a ton of damage on our Hunger Blade. We should get a bunch of lifesteal since we have 2 vampiric items. We should be pretty darn awesome. And if we do start getting some regen from our little chipped emeralds, we're going to get even more vampirism. So yeah, we're going to have a ton of lifesteal. We're also reducing our opponent's healing as well with the Cap Discomfort, which is really awesome. And also negating a lot of their buffs. So hell yeah, this is looking a hell of a lot better. That's for sure. Now we're getting more red rubies, which is exactly what I'm looking for. Let's go and grab you. And I'm not sure if I do want to craft these up. I actually do want to check our gemstones here. So So the next one is 3. So we are going to lose basically 1 extra regen. So I don't really want to craft it up. But let's take 2 more regen. Let's grab this bit of storage. Let's roll once here. And we could try to go for a Paradise Burb. Which, you know what, I'm kind of down for. Now I'm going to have a bird in here. Now we could end up running through stamina like there's no tomorrow, but we'll see. I just basically wanted targeting our Crossblades so it gets faster and faster so we get even more lifesteals. The only problem is, with 2 of these, we could end up running through our stamina really faster. But it's not looking too bad actually. If you come across a shielded opponents, that's where the issue could lie. We're going to begin a Blood Turn with Nocturnal Locklifter as well, but hell yeah, not too bad. We're actually grabbing insane amounts of little emeralds, which I'm not complaining about. I'm glad they take them. Let's roll again. You are fantastic. Now, do we want Wolpertinger? I don't usually take Wolpertinger. It's a lot of cost, but it is going to help our stamina. We don't have to worry about that anymore if we do take it as well. Now, we still want to hold on to our spear here. I'm not going to lie, I really still want to hold on to our spear. Do we get rid of our bag of stones? To get even more lifesteal, more vampirism. I'm kind of down for it. Might be crazy for that, but I think it is going to be quite nice here. As for the Wolpertinger, you are quite expensive. Our stamina wasn't looking too bad here, to be honest. So I don't think I'm going to take it just yet. If you show up again, I might take you later on, but right now there is a few items I do want to look for. But 0.6, 0.6, yeah, our stamina shouldn't be terribly bad here. Even though this is going to get faster and faster, we'll see. But can we take on this ranger? Luckily enough for us, they're not having a Tormloom just yet, but hell yes, not even going to be close. Amazing. Now we could actually try to lamp our Crossblades here. I mean, we've no real mana generation, we've no spike generation. It would be awesome for Nocturnal Locklifter. We'd have to stack up some mana. Maybe don't take it just yet. I'm gonna grab a storage, I'm gonna roll, and I kind of want to grab you, but I also want to grab a Prismatic Orb, so we can get our Paradise Burb online as well. The only thing is, this is going to give us a bunch of vampirism, it's going to increase your healing efficiency, but I'm going to take this Harkin Center. Since it is on sale for 6, it is crazy not to take. I also want to grab this too, and I want to reduce the healing with these gemstones. And we want to craft up Blood Gubbard, because the Blood Gubbard would go nuts in our build. I mean, if we were to get Gubbard, we are going to sacrifice 1 Vampiric item here to get good old Vampiric Gubbard. But it is going to make our build a hell of a lot better. The only problem is Bird wants to be an activator for her, but it also doesn't want to be an activator for her. So it's kind of keeping our stones for Stone Skin Pop, but I think I'm going to sell it so we can grab our Gubbards. And I think we're actually going to craft up a Blood Gubbard here. But I think I'm happy enough with this for now. Is this the actual best position we could do? There's probably some other ways we could do it, but I think this is going to be good enough right now. Potentially. Hopefully. We'll see. Once we get our Blood Gubbard online, we should be in a much better spot. We're going to get a ton of lifesteal. We're going to get even more damage. That's for sure. Now, can we take on this Fancy Rapier, the Piercing Arrow, and a bunch of defense here? We'll see, because those shields are going to be reducing their stamina like crazy, like I said before. So this is where good old Wolpertinger would come in super handy. But you know what? Hell yeah. It's not even going to be close. Amazing. We actually end up with a 42 DPS, which is not crazy by any means, but our opponent did have 2 shields, eating up all their stamina. As for heals, we do have 52 healing per second, with 120 max life gains, and no block. But yeah, I definitely think we can make this a lot crazier, especially since we're going to get a big old Blood Gubbard online. Now, we're instantly going to have to take a Prismatic Orb. And now the next question is, are we going to craft up a Prismatic Burb here? Because I'm kind of down for it. I'm going to increase the speed of our Prismatic Orb for right now. I think at this point, I might actually sell our Spear here. I do want to keep this for a bit of stamina. Although I'm tempted to sell it so we can grab ourselves more regen, which I'm kind of down for. But yeah, let's keep moving. Now, Prismatic Orb is really nice here because it is going to give us a bunch of vampirism from the very beginning up to 9. And since it is going to be going a lot faster every 5 seconds, we're going to get 1 of every buff, which is kind of awesome. Now, that's a lot of poison stacked up on us. You're going to have some healing reduction, which is going to be super unfortunate, but we can beat him down before that becomes an issue. And amazing. Not too bad here. And speaking of crazy insane, how about another freaking bloody Amina? I'm going to grab both these storages. I'm going to roll again. And that is an insane amount of regen. Yeah, that's literally nuts. We can almost instantly proc our heart container for a lot more healing efficiency as well. Now, the only thing about the Paradise Barb is, with our whole setup, it does want to be targeting pretty much everything like this. It really, really wants to be sitting up here, which means we're going to be losing even more lifesteal, unfortunately, but yeah, that's going to be awesome. Was the time we start selling our Whetstones here? We could have actually went for 2 Crossblades. Well, here Longsword actually. But I genuinely want these perfect emeralds for an insane amount of regen, so I think I'm going to sell both of these for now. And yeah, we're going to take it. Now, we can also inflict a bunch of poison, but that's going to be basically infinite vampirism stacking with our Hunger Blade. So I think it's definitely going to be worth it, in my opinion. Now, we're also going to have to use our big old banana as a trigger for our blood goobers. Unfortunately, it is what it is, but this should be pretty good. Now, I'd love to increase the speed of our blood manipulation here, but yeah, Paradise Barb is going to reach it, unfortunately. But yeah, let's keep moving for now. Now, what particular could come in handy right now, since we're going to be stacking up a lot of buffs. We'll see though. Can we take on good old Thornbloom? Bunch of dogs with a lot of damage reduction with the full body protection. We'll see, because they're going to stack up a crap ton of block, a crap ton of max life. And since we're going to be doing a lot less damage, we're going to be lifestealing a lot less. And they're going to get tons and tons of spikes and lots of power. And our Crossblades is going to be going faster and faster. But can we keep up? They're dealing some big, massive damage. But it's looking pretty good for us. I say that, potentially they're starting to deal massive damage, but hell yeah. We just had a super fast weapon situation. 183 DPS Crossblades. Stamina cost is 0.8. Stamina cost is 0.5. I do want to grab more lifesteal. I'm going to craft that up. I do want to grab ourselves another fanny pack. You are stamina. Also, we could have went for that hero longsword. And you are an insane amounts of healing reduction. But you're not exactly what I'm looking for. King's Crown for some vulnerability. We could craft up the King's Crown, which we could actually use for a bunch more healing efficiency. 50% increased effect of our red rubies. Should we take it? It would be really, really nice. I'm not sure if I actually do. Hell yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to be looking for. And Dragon on Silver 5, we could get in the final rounds. It also reflects some debuffs. I don't think I'm going to grab. What I am going to grab is going to grab another island for even more scaling damage and accuracy on our Crossblades. And I kind of want this Prismatic Orb, so I'm not going to be venturing on. So we'll see. Can we take on big old Burst Dragons with a big old Burning Blade? Potentially, they're going to be dealing some big damage, but as long as the Crossblades hits, we can lifesteal for an insane amount. And yeah, it's not even looking too close here. We got a bunch of max life as well. And hell yeah, this is kind of amazing. I do want to grab a Prismatic Orb. I kind of want to place it in here so we get a bunch of lifesteal. I want to place it in here so we get that increased speed on our Crossblades. So we can get a bunch of buffs. The only thing is, it doesn't give us much vampirism being in this position. Now, you're going to be a bit of stamina, so I'm going to take you. I'm going to roll once again. And it's the final round to craft. But I don't think we'll be able to afford to craft that, so I'm not going to take it. Good old Wumpertinger, I'm actually going to take it in our final round once again. Hell yeah, that's going to be awesome. The only current problem with our setup is if I want our eye lamp in on our Crossblades, we do have to move our Paradise Barb. It does really want to sit in here. If you do move it over slightly, we can fit this in. But then we lose the speed on our big old banana, which unfortunately we do desperately need some stamina. We could actually increase the speed of our blood manipulation here. Since it's going to have 4 vampiric items anyway, that is going to be 60% increased speed from that alone. With another 60% increased speed from this, so that's 120% increased speed. So we can actually get an insane amount of stacking vampirism from this. Versus actually having literal 4.5 second one of every buff. Is that going to be better for us? Well, to be honest, we might actually want our Paradise Barb targeting that if we're going for the Prismatic Orb here. So yeah, I'm kind of down for it because that is going to give us quite a bit of buffs as well. And I think this should be pretty good. We're going to get a Wumpertinger in the next rounds, and hell yeah, we're going to be moving on. So we'll see, can we take on this Berserker with triple stone helmets here? They're going to take 0 damage in the first couple of seconds of the fight, which means no lifesteal. We could be in huge trouble facing this opponent because they're going to have basically insane amount of damage reduction. And if we're not dealing damage, we're not lifestealing. They're also going to remove a lot of skilling damage on our Crossblades, which could be super problematic here. We are running stamina since we are rocking 2 shields as well. But can we actually keep up? It's not looking too bad here. I say that as they're starting to deal some big crits. And unfortunately, yeah, Katana is kind of crazy. And it did counter us quite significantly there. And we could have went for a second Paradise Bird, but let's grab good old Wubbertinger, so we should be able to keep our stamina here quite significantly. Now, I'm going to roll once more. And how about a second Wubbertinger? Will be awesome, but unfortunately, yeah, we're not going to be taking that. Now, do we want 15% speed beside a pet, or do we want increased speed with a Paradise Burb? I'm also going to sell our box of riches to roll once more. And roll once more. And another eye lamp would have been awesome as well. But unfortunately, this is it. This is going to be your final builds. And it actually turned out to be a lot of fun. Definitely going for a Crossblades type build. I'd love to grab ourselves more Captain's Comforts. That way we can actually just out-heal more opponents. But it is what it is. Let's go and see if this is going to be good enough here. Crossblades into Hungerblade into Blood Gubberts. Potentially. We're going to slow this one down. We are going to begin a Hammer Dagger build. And they do have that Sun Shield as well. They're going to have a crazy absurd amount of times in Invulnerability. And that does counter us. Because in Invulnerability, we actually don't heal back up since we're not doing any damage to our opponents. But these daggers are going to be doing some big damage to us, that's for sure. Especially stunning us as well, slowing us down. Can we actually keep up? We'll see, because with time melting as well, that damage reduction is going to be for quite some time. And with that Sun Shields, they're blocking a lot of damage. Now, it's not looking too great for us here, actually. But can we lifesteal back up? Potentially, Crossblades is dealing quite a bit of damage right now. And it's still going up. We got a lot of buffs. Wubbertinger is triggering every 3.5 seconds, which is awesome. The scary thing is when that invulnerability hits. So I'm hoping now we get one big lifesteal. Unfortunately, we don't. And now they're going to have invulnerability for quite some time here. Our fatigue is starting to chip us down as well. Now the invulnerability has worn off, so this is where we should have the advantage once again. And hopefully, we can beat them down here. And hell yeah, not too bad. Awesome even. Now we actually ended up with a 55 DPS, which is not crazy by any means. But our opponent did have a crazy absurd amount of damage reduction. With 2 caps, Sun Shields, and a lot of invulnerability. And as for heals, we ended up with a 46 healing per second, which is honestly not great, but our opponent did have a crazy absurd amount of healing reduction with the cap and a bunch of little amethysts as well. And there's no point really checking block here. Yeah, we've no block whatsoever. But anyways, from a Lifestealing Crossblades to a Hungerblade to a Blood Gubbert to the Paradise Burb, an awesome build. We did survive 3 lives left, so let's go and see just how much rank points we managed to get. Plus 21, ranking us back up to Masters and more once again. But anyways, I'm going to leave you here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even subscribing. And I hope to keep looking out for the next one. I'll see you next time. Okay, can we deal with a triple Prismatic Orb? Dark Saber, Fancy Rapier with a Dark Lantern. That's going to be a lot of damage from our opponent's side. But can we actually keep up? Because our accuracy on our Crossblades is about 50%. Our Hungerblade, you have no hope for a Hungerblade, but Crossblades should potentially be able to keep up here. That's a lot of blind stacked up on us, but those eye lamps keeping us in it for sure. And our opponent does have a lot of max life. But we're scaling up our damage insanely awesomely here. And our stamina isn't too much of a problem anymore. Now they do invulnerable, or they do get invulnerability, which our lifesteal is going to be gone, but hell yeah, we bring it back, and amazing. Now can we take on this Druid Guardian Time Melting Stone Golem Spike Staff type build? They're going to get insane amounts of freaking power. The only thing is, it's going to take quite some time to get their Stone Golem online, so that is going to be a huge advantage for us. And they might not actually get it online in time. I say that as they're just about to reach it. And they just barely got it in time, and that could actually give them the advantage here. Are they actually going to win out? Holy moly, that was way closer than I thought it was going to be. And holy moly, can we take on this Rainbow Gubbert with a chain up. They're going to be removing a lot of rebuffs. They're going to have a super fast chain up with a lot of skilling damage. And 58% crit chance. But can we still beat down this Rainbow Gubbert because they're going to be inflicting a lot of blinds? With our double eye lamps, we can scale up our accuracy here. Although that chain up is dealing some insane damage right now. And it has potential to actually one-shot us here. But if it doesn't one-shot us, we should be able to heal back to full every time. And hell yeah, even bidding out a Rainbow Goobert is crazy.